Yo, what's up, Duelist? I'm StacyG and I'm very happy to make a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh video for you. And today, welcome to episode 5 of Rising Duelist. Yep, we're at episode 5 now. And I know, I haven't been posting for a while, and it has to do with some things actually I'm busy with a project with a friend of mine, so I wasn't consistent enough. I was actually, I'm gonna be honest with you now. This is my oh, and by the way, if you didn't notice yet, I'm a little bit sick. Yeah. Or, I don't know if I'm sick or something, but let's say my voice is not completely there. Yeah. But okay. So what I wanted to say was I think this is my third try to make the episode 5 because so me being busy, and then eventually I'm starting to edit stuff, and then I'm like, shit, but it takes too long. And at the moment, I'm at the point that I'm almost done with the project. So if I were correct, I think I could edit a little bit more. So yeah. But today actually tomorrow we're going to locals, but it's not just your normal locals. It's actually a celebration event of Rarity Collection 5. And Rarity Collection 5 is actually a pretty good set in my opinion. It has a lot of interesting stuff, interesting cards, overframe cards, and what I'm hyped in. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the deck we're playing and the updates I made. So here we go. So this is the complete deck, and as you can see, we have some new additions here. I don't know yet if you've seen it, but we got now Droplets, we got Thrust, we got the Fubulos, and all that stuff. So the good cards. But also what we have now is, of course, the Rarity upgrades for the Yummy Surprise and the Yummy Minion. And I hope actually to get two Collector Rare Surprise, because Collector Rares, come on, it's literally one of the better rarities. But also we have a new addition, is our third Lollipop, and I have some interesting plans with this deck, but we need to wait till we have the new legendary modern decks, because I have an insane idea for a deck. I'm working it out a little bit, trying to add some more spice to it, and it's gonna be insane, because if it works, I think it, and I'm not joking at all, and if I figure out how it works exactly, I think it might be the best Yummy version, or one of the best. I know, it's a really bold thing to say. So I live in Europe, which means that the legendary modern decks are getting released end of this month, sadly. So stay tuned for that, because I'm gonna cook the most sick thing. But yeah, at the moment, not really much has changed. Yeah, and like I said, I'm trying to eventually get rid of the Mimical stuff. Even though the Mimical stuff is really fun, it is not that good. I mean, you have some solid starters, but I'm noticing more and more, the more I play it, the more issues I find. Eventually your end board is actually not that great. It's not that good. Or it's actually okay to say the least, but you don't end on that much insane stuff, because most of the time you end on one SP, you end on one Yummy monster, and then that's basically it, and then everything is basically engraved. But also, let's say if you draw a fairy and an Archfiend, and you also happen to draw, for example, Mimical Maker, it's useless. Or you have somehow all your targets engrave, then Mimical Maker is useless, or Dragon is useless, all that stuff. For the rest, definitely we tried to max out on the Yummy side, because I think that the Yummy monsters are the most important part. And yeah, basically that. So this is the deck. And then tomorrow I will work a little bit on the project again. Maybe we'll shoot, I will show you how it goes. And then after that, we're going to locals once again. And yeah, oh yeah, and one thing also is this time, instead of doing all 4 rounds or 3 rounds, really depends how many people are joining. I think because it's a celebration event, I think a lot of people are joining. Not sure yet, but I think we're gonna do like one feature match and small shots of the others, because I noticed with editing, doing 4 rounds and then like trying to do it as fast as you can, because you don't want to have a video of 3 hours. Yeah, it just goes a little bit difficult, so we're trying to do it like that. But yeah, this is the deck for now. Let's go to locals tomorrow and then see how far we can go, because I want to win that new playmat. It looks so cool, like the beryl. Yeah, I think it was like the ether beryl dragon, something like that. Looks really sick. So yeah, without further ado, let's go on. Hello everyone. Today is a new day, and today we have locals, but also today I'm gonna work on a project. But first, whoa, at least my voice got better. That's one thing that's pretty nice. But before we have locals and the project I'm working on, we actually also are going to school. But today is different, because today we're going to Project Hail Mary. So that's pretty cool, because it's a movie I really wanted to see. I like sci-fi movies. I like movies in general, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, let's see what we have with us packed. So this is the bag. Yes, sir. We got, yeah, of course, my tripod thingy. It's attached to my bag because I don't want to walk with it when I'm at school or something. Then also, yeah, we got like a lot of binders in here, so I can trade some stuff, and hopefully we can also buy some packs, but we'll see about that. Also, yeah, of course, I got a lot of decks with me, but like I said, today is gonna be the yummy day. As you can see, there's my deck, there are the binders. So yeah, this is what I'm bringing with me. Without further ado, let's head out. See you then. So for round 1, we're going against fellow YouTuber Hype Train YGO, aka Richard, or actually Richard, aka Hype Train YGO, and I'm going against his Fire King deck. And for game 1, I pretty much set up my board as usual, as you can see here. And yeah, basically, eventually I was eventually adding the activated surprise effect to bounce 2 cards back and then bounce my opponent's cards, so I could win the first game. At least that's what I hoped. And as you can see, we went on to game 2, and game 2 went a little bit tough because I didn't have the best hand, and my opponent could have Richard could make the best or pretty okay board, so I couldn't do anything. So I went on to the all-important game 3, and game 3 is pretty interesting. So as usual, I will try to make my best board possible, and my opponent had Perulia, which is pretty good, and if I were correct, even a Fubulos, but I don't remember anymore. I think it was only Perulia, and eventually, of course, I linked my Lollipo and my Giant off into an SP, and then I set not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 cards, and I passed turn. And all I hoped for was that I could win this one. But okay, so I tried to do my things, and as you can see, he was activating the Fallen and the Virtuous, and I tried to combo up, doing my stuff, and as you can see, he's adding a Arvata or something, and some Ocanix, and just basically does this combo, and I tried to stop him from doing it, of course, because hey, that's what Yummy does, right? Eventually he could have get the main boss monster if I were correct, and I thought I would try to set those 2 face down, so my field spell is live. But yeah, of course it didn't do that much stuff, because like yeah, eventually he could get rid of it, but we'll see about that. So yeah, I tried to summon synchro summon again because that's the best thing. He added sky burners, and by the way, his whole board was eventually gone. So eventually he tried to wipe my board, and I was like, okay, we're gonna activate surprise to summon back the Snatchy because hey, that is the important card. And then eventually he went Tenpai combo on me. Yep, because it was actually Tenpai Fire Kings Jurak, something like that, which is gonna be scary. So I tried to make my board as full as possible, all in defense, so we could survive it. But sadly, time was slightly closing in, which means we were going almost into time. But yeah, so eventually he tried to go on. He wanted to synchro summon, but yeah, it was just a lot of thinking. I still had my SB. I thought it was negated. I'm not sure anymore. I just completely forgot it could also be it. But okay. Oh, and by the way, it's pretty dumb. Now I'm saying it, but this here is the feature match of our locals, because our locals have feature matches. Because for the fellow YouTuber Hype Train YGO, shouts to him because thanks to him we also have locals. So, but yeah, eventually got Bite and Dragon, got rid of the field spell, and he attacked me, but it wasn't enough. So all I could hope for was getting a good top deck, and maybe I could have won. But actually, we were already into time, so we thought, you know what, fuck it, let's just play through it. But it was a double loss this round. But okay, now for round 2, sadly we weren't allowed to film, or I wasn't allowed to film it because privacy rules, and that person didn't want to be on my channel, so it's completely fine. I mean, privacy rules are there for a reason. But basically I went against White Forest, and I don't really like the deck because it can be really good if you don't interrupt enough. But yeah, so eventually I don't remember everything anymore, but eventually I did win, and yeah, it was a really close one. Again, almost went into time this time, not double lossing. But okay, so that was actually round 2, so we were already 1-1. So let's see how the other round goes. So round 3, we were going against Michel, and I went a lot of times against Michel. He was on Radiant Typhoon, and I was of course on the beautiful, the best deck of the whole planet, Yummy Mimagul. But okay, he shifted me. By the way, this is the last 5 minutes of the whole round because I forgot to film this one. But okay, so eventually he shifted me, and I actually hate shifter. If you don't know me, I hate shifter. But okay, I had some stuff in my hand, and I was so hyped to use this because I never really get to use it. But we had Totem Bird, so I was trying to figure out what everything did, and in the hope that I could break through his board or anything like that. So basically, all I can pray is that if this specific card can resolve, then we got the game. So I impermed the Totem Bird because I was like, okay, we need to resolve it. And by the way, I was trying to summon one Mimagul to my opponent's field, and if you don't know a nice tech card for this deck, well, you will see in a second. So I was summoning it to my opponent's field, and then I dropped it. Bot Herder. So what Bot Herder does is basically, if your opponent has a monster that you own, then you can check it out, and then you deal 200 damage and steal all your opponent's monsters. So as you can see, he was reading it like, what the hell? Something like that, I don't know. But it was absolutely sick. Because I never get to resolve it or get to draw it. So I took all my opponent's monsters, and what's even better is, if you haven't seen my hand, I still had a Cups Yummy in hand, which is absolutely amazing. So, of course, I normal summoned Droll because, like, hey, we can link off into an Almirage. Then I went for Cups Yummy because it's a pretty special summon, and like, Droll is not needed anymore, right? So eventually we went to add the Yummy Surprise, and eventually I synchro summoned, of course, the Cups Yummy way, because it's Cups Yummy way. And then we added 2 and discarded 1. And yeah, basically we discarded the cookie because it doesn't really matter. Then we special summoned this, and then we shuffled back the shifter just for the extra, you know, just for funsies. Then I linked my Cups Yummy way off into the Snatch Heap so we can get the field spell, and then we have a lot of attack. And then we won round 3. For round 4, I went against Rick, and Rick is the brother of Michelle, and I also almost go every locals against him. And luckily I could start. By the way, this is the feature match of today's video. And we normal summoned, I think, the dragon, and then we set 2 cards and passed. It was horrible, but okay. So as you can see, Rick was on Yummy Fiendsmith. Yes, if I were correct, it was Yummy Fiendsmith, or just Yummy. But still, eventually I did Forbidden Droplet it, the Snatchy. Eventually went Cups Yummy way, and Ash the Cups Yummy way, so he had not much to do. He summoned back 2, and then he synchroned off into the beautiful Lollipo, activated Lollipo to summon back the 2. And by the way, I had Dungeon on field. It was pretty but eventually he got into the Fiendsmith combo, and of course Fiendsmith is pretty good, and yeah, so he went Lacrima, and he linked off into, I think it was the sequence, or yeah, he went into sequence. Then, I mean, it doesn't really do much to the field spell he was checking, because like, if my opponent had it face down, then it did something, but there was nothing. So that's kind of sad, but hey. Eventually, there was a lot of thinking, because hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is difficult. But yeah. So eventually he wanted to summon back the Engraver, and I was actually also maybe thinking like, hey, should I try Fiendsmith Yummy? But then I found something better. Stay tuned for that. Trust me, it's gonna be awesome. So eventually he equipped the Requiem, trying to get rid of my dragon, sadly, because that was the only body, and he attacked with 2 because he couldn't go further. Yep. It was really rough for both of us. So then eventually I dropped a turn, and then I normal summoned into Cookie. I activated Snatchy, and Snatchy got it. I think I should have played it differently that time. Instead, I should have added the dragon and normal summon dragon and linked that off and go into combo. But hey, you know, people make mistakes. So eventually, I thought Typhon is the best choice, and let's just bounce a card back. And then I was also thinking like, should I bounce back the sequence? And I did bounce back the sequence because like, if he has Engraver, he can do it all over again. So I attacked Engraver. But yeah, I couldn't do that much, so I passed if I were correct, and he went back into the Engraver. And god dang, it was such an annoying game actually. It was a pretty fun and interesting game, but it was like, we both had basically nothing. So eventually he just normal summoned a Veiler and went into Yummy combo. freaking yummy combo. Like, come on. Still, I think last turn I could have played differently. Like, instead we could have used the dungeon to add back the dragon, normal summon dragon, activate its effect, get spell, and then work from there. But, you know, sometimes people make mistakes. But okay, eventually he tried to go into the, he had like the full yummy board, which is like pretty good. But I also said like, hey, you cannot activate effects that are above 3k attack, you know, of monsters that have 3k or more attack. He didn't have any monster that was 3k or higher, sadly. But yeah, now it was just basically looking and praying that I can make it. But I still had like the one with the highest attack, because like I have 2900, but SP activate, wait, was that? Yeah, he banished with SP's effect my Typhon, which is kind of sad. But eventually I had to scoop because I didn't top deck anything good, so I lost, or wait, no, actually that was the plan, but then I realized something, I can do stuff. So I tried to imperm the SP, and then I activated Dungeon, but then I made the dumb mistake not to add the Dungeon from Grave, but from deck. So I tried to go Mimical Maker, and he tried to do his stuff. But yeah, I realized like, but I was planning to scoop, by the way, in the beginning, but somehow I did make it, or not necessarily, but like, at least did something. So eventually we went for Fairy and we went for Archfiend in the hope that the, sadly Archfiend didn't went to my field, so that was kind of tough. And from there we couldn't really do that much, but we just tried to summon the Fairy to my opponent's field in the hope we could do something. And then I set one card and I passed, but probably that's not enough at all. So it looks really, really tough. Actually, a lot of heavy thinking. But then he activated Fairy, so he cannot activate any effects from his, or from monster special from the hand. But then he activated also Archfiend, so I can draw one. He discarded one, so maybe we got a good top deck, but we don't know. But yeah, so it was again a lot of heavy thinking. I was looking at my opponent's grave, looking like maybe anything interesting, but yeah, he went tried to go into battle phase. And yeah, I did say like all the defense got above my, or I gained attack equal to my defense because it's a field spell. But yeah, Fairy just died straight away because 200 attack is not a lot. And yeah, he could eventually hit more, so I lost game 1. So we're going on to game 2. And game 2 was a little bit more, yeah, it wasn't the absolute best because I started again with a field spell, and you don't want to start with a field spell, even though it's an okay starter. He went with Fuba. I ashed it luckily because I don't want to play into Fuba. We went to Dragon, add Maker, reveal Dragon, and reveal Fairy, because we actually already had Archfiend in hand. So eventually I summoned Fairy to my opponent's field, and then I activated Archfiend. But I actually forgot to activate the effects, so I was allowed to do that first. And then it got summoned to my field, so we have 3 bodies now. Then we went into Almirage, then we synchroed off into the Cupsy Yummy Way because, hey, of course, Link 1 plus level 1 is Cupsy Yummy Way. And then tried to activate it, we add 2, we add the Lollipop and the Cupsy, and then I think I discarded the dragon. I special summoned the Cookie Yummy, added the Surprise, went into Snatchy's effect, get into the beautiful Collector's Rare Minion, then special summoned back the Cupsy, my bad, Cupsy, and then we synchroed off into the Lollipop Yummy Way, special summoned the 2 back, and then we went to Uka no Mitsune no Anari. Was not that useful, but doesn't really matter. Then we special summoned Lollipop, used the effect to shuffle back the Fuvalo so he has like another brick in hand, and we went into an SB. And actually, this board is pretty good, but then he had Nib. So I activated the effect of my SB to banish it together with my Cupsy Yummy Way, because damn, we don't like to see it. But we went into Link Spider, which is definitely a card you should play, because Nib. But yeah, he started directly with the Fiendsmith combo, and I tried to Solemn Strike it because I thought, you know what, that might be good. And actually, it was pretty good. So, now, again, a lot of heavy thinking, and then he tried to attack my Yummy Way, but then I went into Droplet to half its attack, and then he went into the Yummy combo, sadly. So now all I could do is pray that it wasn't lethal enough, or let's say that he didn't went completely into insane stuff, but it eventually went into SB. SB activated its effect to try to banish a card, and then he wanted to banish my face down. I activated Surprise to summon back a Yummy monster. But then I tried chaining it again because he wanted to go SB second effect or something, and then I summoned one back, and then I won that one. So we went on to the all-important game 3, and yeah, so this one, he started off with summoning Cupsy Wupsy in attack position, of course, the best strategy. Then he went into Surprise, went into Snatchy, gets the field spell, summons back, synchro summons, and basically I didn't have, not that much. I did have, or at least, not yet, but I was praying to get something good. He went add 2, he special summoned back the Cupsy, and then he special summoned Marshmallow, used its effect to add the Surprise back. Then he linked off into a Linkaribo, also a card you actually need to play. Sadly, didn't have that during that tournament. But yeah. Then he went off and comboed even more, went into Ripperdokus, which means he can go into Fiendsmith combo. And this was getting really terrifying because he had like the sequence and he went just full Fiendsmith combo, and I couldn't do anything about it. Anything. At the moment. So, still all I could do was pray, because like, dude, I'm not gonna survive this at all if he keeps going. Or I need to have an insane top deck and then somehow break through the board. But as you can see, he had a Caesar, he had an SB, and a Yummy Way, and then I was like, oof. Went into Dungeon first. I activated the effect to add. He went for the Snatchy and the Cupsy. Then I added Mimical Dragon. I tried to summon Mimical Dragon to my opponent's field, trying to bait out his Caesar. So eventually it got negated and destroyed. Then I tried to summon out to my opponent's field a fairy because I wanted to do something again. Got negated and destroyed. And then I went Archfiend. And then I was praying to activate my Bot Herder and let it resolve. So eventually he had Solemn Judgment, literally one up in his deck. So eventually I tried to normal summon Cupsy Wupsy, tried to do anything. SP Little Knight fucks it up, but okay. I added nonetheless. I think I shouldn't add the spell, but I tried summoning from my hand because I thought like, ooh, that might be a good idea. So I tried to go into Snatchy, activated Snatchy's effect, got impermed, and we were also getting into time because this one took really long, especially the first one. He went straight up synchro summoning, all that stuff. Couldn't really do anything about that. But yeah, so he added 2 again, discard 1. Then I think I went into end phase. Yeah, I went into end phase. So it was his turn, or what was the plan again? I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was his turn now again, if I were correct. So I tried to activate the effect to synchro summon. But yeah, he flipped up. I drew 1, and it was again, he wanted to banish my SP together with my Snatchy, which was horrible, because like now we cannot play further, and yeah, it was getting really difficult because like he had my yummy effects, he had his yummy effects, and he also had the Fiendsmith stuff, yada yada, it went over and over and all that stuff. Got really difficult, but nonetheless, we were getting really close to time, so it might be another double loss. So, but of course I didn't want that. My opponent didn't want that. But it was looking like losing. But we went into time. But eventually I said, you know what? You're allowed to take the win, because basically I just tried to push further as possible. So eventually I went 2-2. And yeah, that's basically it. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and this event was pretty interesting. I eventually got 6th place out of Elite 10, which was pretty decent if you ask me. Went with a pretty, even score, 2-2. But yeah, there were of course some mistakes I made, of course, definitely during the last match. But yeah, doesn't really matter. That's a learning point, and I have awesome stuff to cook next time, because in the meanwhile, I had a small mini locals, and I eventually bought a few cards. So this is it. Basically, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Put down in the comments down below if you have any suggestions for videos. Definitely put down in the comments down below. And just comment your thoughts about this video in general. So that's basically it for today. And see you next time by my next video, the next episode. And I'm really curious about the next episode because we have some awesome stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. See you next time. And you know what I always say, and that is peace.